Good morning. Okay. So now we start as usual. Let's start with the same person. We have to start. This is what I'm talking about. He's in Abu Dhabi right now. I'm following him. That's not the important part. A lot of people died. A lot of people were dead. Yesterday, in the United States, because of the tornado, almost 67 people died. It's a big story. But you are not interested because it's not your objective. But remember the fact that there will be somebody beside you who is your neighbor, is a lawyer, he comes to you. Did you hear this big news? You said, no. I was busy with the embryology. Then I asked this question, and only 42% students could be able to answer this question. And I'm not sure whether you are watching the TV, playing a game, or studying the GI block. Neither of this is true. I'm strictly talking about the embryology. This question was taken from your board exam. I just copied it, a little change because the copyright problem. And then I put it over here, and I'm surprised to see that only 42% would able to answer it. Look at the annular pancreas. I put the pancreas over there in the board for a reason. That the students will be jumping onto the pancreas, not thinking about the obstructive jaundice. Where it is constricted, example of that, there will be no bile. It's an obstructive jaundice. So the stool will be white, gray color, those kind of thing. I put it over there, and it was straightforward. Only a very few students, those who are watching the game, and they're thinking about the CNN, the big news, what happened yesterday night in the United States, and then studying too. They are like. So keep your mind open and just think about it. If I put pancreas, doesn't mean that I'm asking the question. I'm very happy that I asked that question. Trust me. I'm very happy that I asked that question because I treat you a lot. So much so that I treat my family too. We have a exam review committee. We sit down over there and evaluate everybody's question. My question was with the red flag. Somebody pointed out it is nothing to do with the hepatobiliary system. I said, I'm sorry, it is. It is. Then I put it back into the question because I knew that many of you will do mistakes. You are not thinking about a holistic view of the embryology problem. You are thinking about pancreas only. Again, I'm going to answer another question because many of you state students asked me in the weekend that uncinate process is coming from which part? It is a ventral or the dorsal? Obviously, it is the ventral part. So I changed my exam question is coming up. I thought I should put one question related to this. Ventral part was the uncinate process. Should I do that? I have done it already. Embryology should be fun. That's right. Okay, let's go back to my PowerPoint. Let's put it over there. Just a second, I have to put it. Okay. I put it over there, revision. We have not done the hindgut. Today, I'm going to discuss about the hindgut and look at the problem associated with this. I'll use my drawing, and then tomorrow I have another class. So I'll come back to the original PowerPoint that you have, the number one PowerPoint. Number one means the first point, not number one in the at present. I'm talking about the number one in terms of the first week what I posted to you. That PowerPoint I will discuss tomorrow. But today it will be very straightforward, but it needs a lot of attention from you. if you stay with me and understand what's going on in embryology, it's very easy for you to answer most of the questions I put it in the exam. You don't have to study again. You have other things to do. Physiology, those anatomy, and your favorite subject, molecular medicine. So these are the subjects you can study at home, but not embryology. You should finish with me right now, provided you listen to me. Most of you don't listen to me. And think about that when I put pancreas, annular pancreas meat, it is a pancreatic problem. There's nothing to do with the duodenum. That's what I showed you in the picture. It is something to do with the duodenum. And not only that, it will be polyhydramnios. Many times I put that question, not on the biliary system. I said, what would be associated with that? Polyhydramnios. We said, why would it be polyhydramnios? Duodenal atresia is the same problem, polyhydramnios. Esophageal atresia is the same problem, polyhydramnios. The little baby will be vomiting. Amniotic fluid will be increased in volume, polyhydramnios. It's not rocket science. Keep your mind open. Be intelligent and answer correctly. The question I put it exactly from USMLE. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. Let's follow that. This was the challenge, and I will explain that tomorrow, not today, that why did we study. And you can see that most of the things are covered already over here. If you look at this, that I have finished up to the reverse rotation. Each of the other diseases should be a piece of cake for you by now. I did not talk about the congenital megacolon that I'm going to talk about today at the outset, before I jump into detailing of the hindgut. Now let's do the hindgut and think about the hindgut one more time. Hindgut meaning that it starts from the lateral 1/3 and the proximal 2/3 of the transverse colon, the junction. It starts from there. So there is the transverse colon. It starts from the transverse colon, the distal 1/3 of the transverse colon. Then is the descending colon, right? And then is the sigmoid colon. Then is the rectum. And I stop it over here. I am not using the anal canal. The anal canal comes, it's also part of the hindgut, but it comes from a different source. That's what I'm going to explain to you. So one more time. We stop it at the rectum, half of the rectum, around that area. That is a continuation of the hindgut from the lateral 1/3 to the transverse colon, descending colon, sigmoid colon, and the rectum. And you take a little pause over there, stop it over there a little bit, because beyond the half of the rectum and the anal canal, it has another story. We call most of the book, they call it in general that is the hindgut, but I'll stop it over here for a reason. Remember the fact that the entire GI tract is coming from the endodermal. Not entire anal canal is coming from the endodermal. Half of the anal canal is coming from the endodermal. And there's a line over there, petulant line. Above that is endodermal, below that is the ectoderm. So I take a pause over there when I see that I'll stop it at the rectum and then let you know how things are developing beyond that point. I hope I'm clear about that. One more time I'm saying that the hindgut, when I talk about the hindgut, I start from the lateral 1/3 of the transverse colon and then go down all the way to the descending colon, sigmoid colon, and half of the rectum, and I take a pause because the rest of the part has a different story, which I'm going to explain to you in a minute. So this is the hindgut we are talking about. The arterial supply, everybody knows, is coming from the inferior mesenteric artery. Obviously, it has the inferior mesenteric vein, But inferior mesenteric vein drains into the splenic vein, and the splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein go together to form motor vein which goes to the liver. It should be your field, and you have done it. If you have not done it, please do it today, or in the lab, or in the evening. Now the question is that what are the clinical embryology that we have to focus on? One is right away at the last one, congenital megacolon, although it is a very small word over here, very small typo, but I'll show that in a bigger font tomorrow. Congenital megacolon. So what is this? The good-looking hindgut could be present without any function. That exactly happens in the congenital megacolon. A baby is born without the functional part of the hindgut. What does it mean? That means it is developed properly from the endodermal or associated structures, but that function of that hindgut is not there. The function is always, you know, that the large intestine absorbs the water, and due to the peristaltic movement, the peristaltic movement should be there. There is smooth muscle, but that is not working. So what makes the peristaltic movement? It is a nerve, mostly the parasympathetic nerve, the ganglion itself. That comes from the neural crest. And I emphasize that again and again, the neural crest cells are very important. You can Nobel Prize for the neural crest cells, finding that important cells are very important for everybody. And these are the functional cells, and in terms of the parasympathetic ganglia, that actually triggering the peristaltic movement. So make no mistake from our students that the structural formation could be there in a baby coming from the endodermal form, hindgut, from the lateral one-third of the transverse colon, but it may not be functional. So the baby is drinking milk, the baby is born drinking milk, nothing is coming out. One week has gone by, nothing is coming out. Baby could be constipated, no problem. 1 or 2 days, no problem. But 10 days, nothing is coming out, you have to be worried about whether or not it is a congenital megacolon, and then it has some treatment. So, as a physician, as a nutrition, you have a lot of responsibility, and you want the understanding of the embryology to understand that many of the clinical embryology, that's what I wrote right over here, are related to the abnormal function. So congenital megacolon, if I ask what is the problem? Absence of neural crest cells at the hindgut, leading to less peristaltic movement and development of congenital megacolon. Is that clear to everybody? No peristaltic movement. We may say that, well, Dr. Paul is nice, I can see the tube is there. Yes, the tube is there, but it's not, peristaltic movement is not there. It's not functional. We have to be, that has to be integrated. The structural point, you can understand that the hindgut develops because of the accumulation of retinoic acid. Then it triggers some of the genes, which I explained to you, the genes responsible for the hindgut. Remember those genes. But then, after the structure, the functional things are triggered by some of the structures or the genes or the they are responsible. One of them is the neural crest cells. Neural crest cells very important. You are coming very closely to the cardiovascular system. I will explain how the neural crest cells is so important for the cardiovascular system. The heart cannot function without the neural crest cells. Left atrium, right atrium, all the divisions, interventricular septum, interatrial septum, and the pulmonary and the aortic septum, the pulmonary septum, all are due to the presence of urorectal cells will come from later. So underline urorectal cells 10 times, please. 10 times. Not like that. 10 times. Very important. Do you think I should put it in the exam? I think I should. Let's now start thinking about the lower part of the hindgut. And immediately, this, I'm sorry for the small write up over here, but if you have opened the PowerPoint, you can find in your computer right away. It's Urorectal septum. Underline that sentence. What does it mean? Very important stuff. Urorectal septum. And I have to spend a little time today, and I will repeat it again tomorrow. It needs 2 research sessions to make you understand. It is an international problem. Not only over here in Canada, in the United States, the students think about this problem again and again. They are not very clear about that, just like anterior pancreas. International problem. We have to make it correct. Okay? So let's start the ball rolling. Now, here is my diagram. It will not get in your book, but it will make you understand what's going on. Stay with me, listen to me carefully, please. Don't talk to each other and just stay with me a little bit, maybe half an hour, that should be fine. Here, I tried to draw over here the endodermal, which is the GI tract. Stomach may be over here, then the duodenum, then it is the jejunum, ileum, ascending colon, transverse colon may be over here, and the descending colon, blah, 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 and then half of the rectum, and then all of a sudden, it is attached to another endoderm. Another endoderm we call cloaca. We call cloaca. Now, what is the reason for this balloon to come and join with the hindgut? There is a reason for that. Because if you think about it, the lower part in the pelvis, not only we have the GI tract in terms of the rectum, sigmoid colon present, but we have the urinary system is there, bladder. And also in the female, a little bit part, I'm not talking about the uterus comes from some other source, we'll do that later. But the vagina comes from a source, it cannot be GI tract. But it is there. In the female, the vagina, in the male and the female both, the urinary bladder, they are present in the pelvic region and must come from some source. So this cloaca actually gives you that clue. The cloaca is present over there to give most of the structures present at the lower part in our body. I'm not talking the leg, I'm talking about the lower part of the pelvis. So this cloaca should be divided. Should be divided. One should be for the urinary bladder, vagina, and one part should be continued as rectum and then canal. You agree with me? This cloaca, which is a balloon-like structure, is the endodermal. When I say GI tract, most of the things is endoderm. This is also endoderm. So I give a pause over here. Earlier I told you that I'll stop at the middle of rectum. And then I joined in another kind of endoderm we call cloaca. And this should be divided into 2 parts. One in the anterior part, one in the posterior part. The posterior part of this should be forming the other half of the rectum and the half of the anal canal. So half of the anal canal, rectum, is coming from the posterior part of the cloaca, and the other half, anterior part, will form the urinary bladder and the vagina of the female. The male also, the urinary bladder is coming from the anterior part of the cloaca. So it has to be divided. Let's see my next diagram. Is it divided now? It is. And what is the structure which divides? It's called urorectal septum. Uro means urinary system. Rectum means rectum. So once it is divided, the interesting part is this picture is not there in your book. So nicely written over there, the drawing over there, it's not there. Unfortunately. That's what we need for come forward and say. Make it very simple. What I said is that there are structures in the pelvic region which is apart from the GI, like urinary bladder, vagina. So they are coming from where? They are coming from the cloaca, anterior part of the cloaca. And therefore, this part, which is the anterior part, we call urogenital system or the sinus. Urogenital sinus. Uro means bladder, genital means it is the genital system, which is particularly the vagina in the female. In the male, only the bladder. You can see it looks like a bladder. And the total is called the cloaca. Posterior part of the half of the rectum and the half of the canal. I want you to see this picture and think again and again, so that my next slides will be clear to you. This septum is very important. Sometimes this septum doesn't exist. So what will happen now? What will happen to the baby? If the septum doesn't exist, then the baby will have the fecal material. If this is not there, fecal material will come from the vagina. It's very common, not uncommon at all. Fecal material coming because there is no septum, not separating it to the vaginal sinus. The fecal material coming from the vagina. We ask in the exam, what is the problem in that? We give a clinical scenario, the baby is born, the fecal material is coming from there. It's possible. But you have to know the embryology behind that. The septum is not creating a proper separation. And I have some pictures to emphasize the strength of this fact. So this picture, I'll keep it for some time. You will keep it for the rest of your life. That is a possibility. That urorectal septum is dividing the cloaca, which is basically an endodermal. I go back again. Think about it. This picture is not from your book. This picture tells you how to work. That the hindgut is joining with cloaca. What is cloaca? It's an endoderm like a balloon, which will be divided into two parts. Anterior part we call urogenital sinus, and posterior part will form the rectum and the anal canal, half of the anal canal. So you need to divide it, and that's the division by this part. It's not written over there. That's the urorectal septum. Urorectal septum is dividing the cloaca into two parts. One is joining with the endoderm of the hindgut, and the other part is the endoderm is forming the urinary bladder in the male and female, and in female particularly the vagina. I think it's the third time I repeated it. I can keep on repeating it, and still there will be 10 students who are not interested in what I'm saying. They write whatever they MCQ as the 5%, they close the eye, a little thing of this. E is correct. E is correct. Why E is correct? The A is correct. Because you are not thinking about it. You are not thinking at all. You put pancreas and that's a pancreatic problem, not the other biliary system. We have very intelligent students. Exercise your intelligence, otherwise you slow down. Be intelligent. You are off, actually. If I ask you what is this, you can I can tell you names. Only one name is correct, but yeah, let's put it because you cannot see it maybe. I'm talking about this one. What is the name of that? Yoxan is the correct answer. Very good. Vitreointestinal duct joining with the midgut. Beautiful picture. Beautiful one. You are right. You know what I'm saying. I know it's a beautiful picture. Let's do a little bit more. Now I give in detail the scenario that what is this? This is the hindgut. That's what I said. I need a little pause over there. The hindgut is up to the anal canal for sure, half of the anal canal. But the lower part of the hindgut has a story. That story is coming from the cloaca. So you can understand what is going on. And look at the story. Hindgut is forming through the rectum gene expression. And then you think about the rectum is there and anal canal half of that. The distal part of anal canal coming from the duodenum. You know it already. Now it makes sense to you. The anterior part is called the urorectal. Divided by the urorectal septum and forming urogenital sinus or the urinary bladder in the male. This is the male picture. And going up is the urecus. I'll talk about that tomorrow, not today. Medial umbilical ligament, not medial, medial umbilical ligament. Medial umbilical ligament is purely coming from the umbilical artery, not vein. So, I'm fortunate I'm not a medical student anymore. I'm not saying you are unfortunate because you have to learn many things you have to remember. I don't have to. You have to study good enough for me. I'm not appearing in the exam. But you have to know the medial umbilical ligament. Medial umbilical ligament is a two different things. Ligamentum teres, if I ask you ligamentum teres, it is the remnant of the umbilical vein, which we'll talk about in the cardiovascular system. I did not yet. So you still have a problem. What is an umbilical artery? What is an umbilical vein? But I did indicate to you there is umbilical artery that will form medial umbilical ligament. But this one is called median, right in the middle. From the bladder to the umbilicus, right in the midline, median umbilical ligament, we call it urecus, and this will be emphasized tomorrow. Again in year 2. You can forget it. Don't push too much, but try to understand the urinary system. It's coming from the urogenital sinus, which is the anterior part of the urecus. Anterior part of the cloaca. Anterior part of the cloaca is called the urogenital sinus, and major structure over there is the urinary bladder. This is the male one, and I'm sure in my drawing I usually don't do that mistake. There should be a female one too. It's coming up. Let's see. This is the male one, male one, male one, female one. In the female, you can see the lower part is the vagina. On the top part is the uterus. It has a different source, which you do not have to worry right now. We have no problem. But I put it a circle over here to emphasize the fact that it is coming from the EGS means urogenital sinus, which is the anterior part of the cloaca. So anterior part of the cloaca in the male and the female urinary bladder. In the female is the urinary bladder and vagina. Posterior part is of course forming the half of rectum and the half of anal canal. I go back again. male and the female. This is the male one. You can see that is divided into two parts. Urogenital sinus forming the bladder, and the anal canal and the rectum is coming from the posterior part of the cloaca. That's what I told you over here. Cloaca. What is the cloaca? It's the balloon-like structure of endoderm, which is joining with the hindgut. Form the two part of our system: urinary system, genital system, and the posterior part is the GI tract. Cloaca has a lot of role to play, and it is divided by the urorectal septum. You see, the wording is very important. Urorectal septum. One side rectum, one side urogenital system. Urorectal septum. It's not a rocket science that you, oh my God, I cannot sleep. Or what did you say? Urorectal septum. All night I was thinking. Urorectal septum. I could not sleep. Oh my God. Why could not sleep? Uro means urinary system. Rectum means rectum. So something is dividing the urorectal septum. Here. Okay. That's the male. So I put it over there in case you have not taught yet. Now you know it already. Now here is the problem. You can see the urorectal fistula in the male is also. I gave an example of the female one earlier. That if the urorectal septum is not there. In the male, it can join them with the, so the fecal material will try to come to obstruct the urethra. But this is not a normal. This is the urorectal fistula. Again, the problem is the urorectal septum. Do you agree with me? So this fistula could be present with the bladder, could be with the bladder, or in the lower down of the bladder, urethra. Because the urethra is also coming from the urogenital sinus, which is the anterior part of the cloaca. Is it a problematic embryology today? It's interesting because it should be. Even if you don't agree with me, it is interesting. I tell you it is interesting. And I'll repeat that tomorrow. And I told you it's a national problem. And I told you that you are intelligent. I told you that you are very good student. Just understand the basic principle behind that. Okay. Now here is the normal anatomy of the female. Everybody knows that this is the bladder, this is the uterus, this is the rectum anal canal, and here is the vagina over here. And you can see the nice separation is there. This area is separated because of this folding. This is the urorectal septum. This one, urorectal septum, creating vagina and the bladder. And posterior part is also the part of the cloaca is forming the rectum and the anal canal. Then I put the female, this is the normal one. And then I tell you a problem over here. Rectovaginal fistula. That's exactly what I gave you an example earlier. That the baby is born where the fecal material is going through the vagina. And the reason is the urorectal septum is not complete. It's incomplete. It did not separate the vagina from the rectum. So there is a joining of the fistula. Fistula has two openings. One opening over here and one opening over here. So two openings is called a fistula. One opening with the sinus. Urogenital sinus. Why you call sinus? Because the bladder has only one opening over here, this side. What is fistula? But this is the fistula because there are two openings. One opening here, one opening. Now look at this diagram again and again. This is the photograph of your book. Are you with me? Can I ask this kind of question in the exam? There will be plenty of questions on that. That the baby is born with blah blah blah. Fecal material is coming on. What is the problem? I'll put 10 different things. I may add even the annular pancreas over there. Somebody will write annular pancreas. Or a liver over there. Oh, liver problem. That's what it is there. Dr. Paul, it is a organ problem. What are you talking about? You're not agree with me. But there are students who just don't think about it. Close your eyes or finish the exam in 10 minutes. 80 questions in 8 minutes? Yes, you're right. septum is zero. Think about it, that if the connection is there between these two, that is called rectovaginal fistula, and the problem is urorectal septum, period. Again and again, urorectal septum. That is the theme of today's presentation. Thank you very much.